Chapter 9, Lesson 6. Today it's geometric patterns. This is going to be a little tough for me to teach this way, but I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully you get it and you understand it. All right, so I'm working in Lesson 9. I'm in Chapter 9, Lesson 6. So if you open your book, you can follow along with me. It's on pages 218 and 219. So what we're looking at patterns. You learn that shapes can form a unit that repeats to make a pattern. Today you will learn how some shapes can also show growing patterns. Come on screen. Okay. So look at this tower of bricks, of blocks. From here, going across, do you see a pattern in the number of blocks in each pattern? In each tower, sorry about that. How many blocks will be in the next 3 towers? All right, it's going to bug me. I got to change this. There you go. Okay. How many blocks will be in the next 3 towers? So what we have down here is a table that helps show what this pattern is. So these are floors. Imagine this is a floor of a building. So for you Lego builders, this should be a piece of cake. If I have 1 floor, then I have 1 block. If I have 2 floors, I have 3 blocks. If I have 3 floors, I have 6 blocks. And if I have 4 floors, I have 10 blocks. Now the question is, how many blocks are going to be in the next 3 patterns? 5 floors, 6 floors, 7 floors. So I'm looking for a pattern. Now remember when we were working with tables last week before we got out of school, we were looking at tables that either went down like this, so we're looking for a connection this way vertically, or if the table was turned the long way, we were looking for them across. This is a little bit different. You're going to have to determine which way you need to look to find your pattern. Okay, I'm going to help you out with this one. So with 1 block and 1 floor and 1 block, what happens is this floor moves up and another floor goes underneath. And each time one goes underneath, it pushes the ones up. So what's happening is I go from 1 to 3 to 6 to 10. But this isn't a simple pattern where you can say, well, I just multiply by 1, or I add 1, or I add 2. Going down, it doesn't work like that. Each time we're adding a floor, if you look and see what happens, I'm adding 1 more block than I had the time before. So here I have 1 in the bottom floor. Here I have 2 in the bottom floor. Here I have 3 in the bottom floor, and I have 4. So if I go to the next pattern, I'm going to have 5 in the bottom floor, and then everything's going to work up. So here I have 1, I have 2, 1, I have 3, 2, 1, I have 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 if I continue the pattern in 5 floors. So how do I figure out how many blocks there are in the full pattern? Well, look what happens this time when I go across horizontally. From 1 floor to 2 floor, I'm adding 2 blocks. From 2 floors to 3 floors, now I'm adding 3 blocks. Here's the 3 blocks. From 3 floors to 4 floors, I'm adding 4 blocks. That means from 4 floors to 5 floors, I should add 5 blocks. So if I add 5 blocks to the 10 I already have, I'm going to now have, over here, I'm going to have 15 blocks. And if I've added 5 here, I'm going to add 6 here. So 15 plus 6 is, make it fit here, 21. I added 6 here from 5 to 6. Now I'm going to add 7. So 21 plus 7 is 28. So in the next 3 towers, I'm going to have 15 blocks, 21 blocks, and 28 blocks. So what I did was I added 2 So I'm going to show plus 2. And then I have plus 3. And then I did plus 4, 5, um, plus 6. Sorry, it doesn't come out perfectly for you. Plus 7. Figure out the next set of blocks in the pattern. Okay, so this time I'm looking across to figure out my pattern. Some of you are going to see this pretty easily, and some of you are going to find it a little more difficult to find these patterns because these are geometric shape patterns. There is a number pattern there too, but you're looking for the pattern in the shapes. Okay, let's try the next screen. Okay, so here's a different set. Again, I have stories of blocks. 1 story, 2 stories, 3 stories. This time, the number of cubes I have is the same in each story. So here I have 3 cubes in 1 story. I have 6 cubes in 2 stories. I have 9 cubes in 3 stories. My question is, how many are going to be in 4 stories? Okay. So each time, if you notice, I'm adding 3 blocks to each story. So I'll add that here. So add 3 blocks each time. Okay. Going across. Now, if you notice, there's another pattern. There's not only a pattern going horizontally, that means across, but there's also a pattern going vertically. So if I go from 1 story, 3 cubes, 2 stories, 6 cubes, 3 stories, 9 cubes. Take a second and figure out, what do you think the pattern is that goes from 1 to 3 and 2 to 6 and 3 to 9? All right, if you said multiply the number of stories by 3, you're correct. So now if I multiply 4 times 3, I'm going to have 12. Multiply 5 times 3, I should have 15 in the next. Multiply 6 times 3, I'm going to have 18. But be careful, because notice I don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm skipping. So if you looked at your pattern just going horizontally, you're going to have a problem. You have to look at it vertically. Now, 9 times 3, 7. 10 times 3, 30. 12 times 3, 36. Finish the pattern. Okay. If I needed to, and I have my grid paper, I can also draw this out. I want to go back to the 4. I want to go 1 story, 2 stories, 3 stories. I can do it with 4 stories. Change my here. Yep, I cheated. I'm in a group of 3. Oops. So there's 1 story. And I'm going to make this simple and infinite clone it. Nope, there we go. 2 stories. 3 stories. 4 stories. Not perfect, but hey, it works for us. Okay, 4 stories. I should have 12 blocks. There's 4 rows of 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing you. This is really difficult to do, but I'm trying. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken a screenshot of your page. So this is page 218, and you can follow along in this another example. So in another block tower, very similar to the one that I showed you on the first screen. Okay, so Lewis made 3 more block towers. He recorded his pattern. If he continued the pattern, how many blocks would a 5-story tower have? So I went 1, 2, 3 stories. There's 1 block. There's 3 blocks. There's 6 blocks. Okay, so I want to build the next 2 towers. Hey, if you've got Legos, go for it. Great way to do it. If not, use your grid paper. If you don't have grid paper and you can't print it, I gave you, just use a piece of lined paper. Okay, so here's what we have. This section here is right here. We're going to figure out how many are in 4 and how many are in 5. Okay? Notice I went from 1 to 3. So here I'm adding 2. Here I'm adding 3. I wonder, can I add 4? I have 2 on the bottom. I have 3 on the bottom. Now I have 4 on the bottom. So I'm going to add 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Add another. This time I'm going to add 5 because each time I'm adding 1 more to the bottom than I did the previous tower. When I add 5, I have 15 blocks. So this is the same example that I did back on this screen right here. Okay, same example. Let me go back. Oops. Let me move down here. All right. So here's another example, this time using triangles. And I'm just going to leave it open and see if you can figure it out. This time, I'm changing my towers again, my stories or my floors, whichever way you want to look at it. So here I have 1 block. Here I have 2 stories, but I have 4 blocks. Here I have 3 stories, but I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice what's happening on this bottom tower. The top one always stays the same. What's happening is a new one's getting pushed underneath and it pushes this one up. So if this one was 1 and I see what's here, see if I can do it this way. You notice right here and right here, I'm adding a new group at the bottom and pushing. So this is getting pushed up here. That's that one right there. I can't draw an arrow. Sorry. Okay. So I went from 1 to 3 to 5. Okay. On the bottom. Total tower blocks in this tower are 4. So I had the 4 up here plus the new 5 that I had makes it 9. Okay. So think about what it would be for the next tower. This is an example similar to a problem that you're going to work on today. Okay. This is back to the same one that I had on the first page. So we don't have to worry about that one. All right. I hope I didn't confuse you. I didn't make this too difficult. The lesson is pretty clear. I'm only going to have you do 1 page today, and that's page 240. I'm just going to do the problems on that page. Your assignment is pretty clear. Okay, type your answers right into your assignment like you've been doing. You guys have figured it out and doing a great job. Okay. If it gets confusing, let me know. I've given you an extra day. You have until Thursday to turn this one in, and then we'll do the second part of it after that. Okay. I hope this helps.